So we've got Nathan pointing his camera at us again, which means that we must be on a trip. We're at the Vdara Hotel in Las Vegas. We've got some events with Love Hemp, culminating in the event on Saturday night, which is UFC 276. So we've got Martin with us. Martin's come in from Disney and ESPN as a business partner to CSA, but he's also come in as the Chief Client Officer. We've got Nathan behind the camera, which we kind of established on the last trip. We didn't really need you. I've just realised now, actually, Nathan, I think I could do this on my own, mate. So what we did was, Bruce Durham and I actually came out here on our own. So it's me filming me today. Normally, come on these trips with Nathan, it's been Bruce and I really doing a bit of a hatching job.
A bicep shot.
Clearly getting too old for this Vegas life. We've been in bed by 9 o'clock every night.
Welcome to Las Vegas, baby.
Before, when I walked past, I could hear Lady Gaga. Housekeeping!
Hey! There is people who are very nervous now we've got the rig.
Not named any names, Nathan.
I told Nathan, I'm just not even going to include you in this conversation.
We won't talk about
this
the rig.
This is what's going to actually help us take over the world.
Durham Spielberg.
If you ask anybody about the ratio, about, you know, what's the sort of mental to physical split the fight game, generally you'll get about 80-20.
Yeah.
And then you say, well, show me the primary tasks in your weekly schedule where you're improving your mental game, and there's virtually none.
It wasn't as easy as we thought, to be honest. So we thought we'd better not sack Nath. We'll keep him for now.
This is symbolic of our rise.
Rise to the top.
Rise to the top of the game.
It's nice to be doing this for a business. It is a bit cliched saying that your business is your hobby, but that is the fact with what we do. So we are very lucky to be able to do these things. Started the business 2 years ago, and it's been a bit of a lifestyle business, really. It's enabled me to do the things I enjoy doing in the space that I love, and I've been able to make good money and have a good lifestyle doing it. But now we're obviously wanting to expand that, and yeah, let's see where the next 5 years lead.
That's a damn nice camera.
This is my business partner, Martin.
Nice to meet you.
Just about to do a little bit of light sparring with Martin. We've got a tour of the PI, a couple of meetings with Duncan French, Forrest Griffin. Balance of work and pleasure for the next few days, mate.
How you feeling, Martin?
Mate, good. First time down here at Xtreme Couture. You see it on the videos, like even the video we made, and you know, it's nice to come and see it in the flesh. It's a proper, like, gritty, old school MMA gym, isn't it? So, yeah, I'm excited. Have a little play around with Ian, sweat out the last bit of the jet lag, and then get on with the rest of the week. It should be good.
So glad morning when you suffer. All these scars leave some closure.
I never let none of you close to me. I'm in the cut like I'm supposed to be. The ones that betrayed me had love for me, but so they told me. They're making it hard, taking it back to the old me. Don't play with the Reaper, pray for what you sold me. Bad man, all you fears to watch his movies. Just don't cross the line, cause things get moving. Share my loot, my time, I find out men them use me. Man put money on my head, I feel like.
So basically, Nate, what's happened is we've flown all the way to Vegas. We've come to Xtreme Couture. Been training for weeks so I can try and pull some moves on Ian. We've done 1 5-minute round and my back's gone. One last thing.
Munsberger. 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 You still said it wrong. When you look back at the journey of this, though, like, We're sat here in the UFC headquarters facing each other, and we probably don't give ourselves the credit for actually being sat here as official partners of the UFC for Love Hemp. I wouldn't say we were pioneers of CBD being in the combat sports space, but we were one of the pioneers. You know, when I first started working with Tony 5.5 years ago, we kind of littered the MMA scene, didn't we, really, the UFC ecosystem.
A lot of them had never worked with CBD brands at all. Yeah, at all.
And 5.5 years ago, and I don't think you'll mind me saying it, I wanted to send product out to a few of the fighters and to the UFC, and Tony was like, there's no point, because we're never going to sponsor the UFC. And then if you kind of fast forward, and I said to him, stop being so pessimistic. And he was like, we're too small, we're never going to be. That was back in the days when I was optimistic. I'm the pessimistic one now, and he's the optimistic one. We probably haven't given ourselves enough credit that a small CBD brand from Croydon, just outside of London, is the global partner of the fastest growing sport on the planet. 700 million fans globally. I think because there's so much going on in the business, you don't actually stop to take a breath. So you don't stop to think, actually, yes, it's tough. Yes, it's hard work being in any type of business at the minute, but we don't give ourselves any credit for where we are.
For me, the focus has never really been about appreciation of the achievements. It's always been what's next. Because for everything that you succeed in, it always opens new challenges.
You see this on UFC Connected and UFC Embedded all the time, and you come here and see it in the flesh, it's immaculate, isn't it? It's spotless. I think we're about to do a tour of the PI.
This is my business partner, Martin.
How you going? Well, this is the HQ for the whole of the UFC, right? So everything is on this campus. Say the whole campus is 197,000 square feet, anchored on the east side by a 32,000 square feet high performance facility. So everything from strength and conditioning to sports medicine to nutrition to sports science to sports psychology, all those different types of services that any type of athlete would normally tap into is all delivered here at the UFC PI. When we look at the sport of mixed martial arts, this by far is the hardest sport to figure out because of all the different variables that go into success. So if you look at the best guys, and Kamaru's being one of them, right? It's not necessarily that the standards of performance are that much greater, but they can train at the same level every single day and therefore develop the skills. Whereas everyone else will drop off because of fatigue or energy levels or whatever, and therefore the skill input is not absorbed as much, and therefore it takes them 3-4 days to rebound, and therefore they lose this big skill interface, right? So that's what we preach in terms of using different recovery capabilities. There's our recovery space, a hot spa, cold plunge, steam room, sauna, underwater treadmill behind you, which is more a rehabilitation tool. If you watch Israel tomorrow in the octagon, like if you look at his breathing mechanics, during the fight, his mouth is closed. You look at other people that are, you know, like Israel is completely in control of his metabolic system because he's done years and years of breath training, you know, so it's very impressive. This is all aligned to the needs of fighters, right? Which is a big, heavy emphasis on energy system development, like fitness and cardio, right? So we're not like an American football team with like 30 power acts, because we're not trying to put a ton of muscle on our fighters. You know, you sprint for 6 to 36 second efforts, and then you do 2 to 3 times the amount of lower intensity effort, and you do that cyclically throughout 5-minute rounds. We're mandated to essentially provide world-leading performance services, and not only be the best in combat sports, but to position the UFC at the table with the other performance players in human performance, whether that's the NFL, military, Olympic operations, NBA, Major League Soccer, English Premier League, whatever. It's like, how are we trying to get the UFC to be perceived in the same kind of optic as that as well?